From KGW, this is The Good Stuff.
And tonight on The Good Stuff, it's the first Wednesday of the month, which means it is a good energy day here at KGW. Welcome to The Good Stuff. I'm Tim Gordon. Thanks for joining us. On Good Energy Days, we highlight local businesses, communities, and people doing good things for the environment. Today, Chris McGinnis reports all about electric school buses.
Have you ever ridden in an electric school bus? They're super quiet. Have you ever driven one? I have, if only in the parking lot at the Beaverton School District Bus Depot. Beaverton is the leader in the Northwest when it comes to electric vehicles. They, along with many districts, big and not so big, like Corbett, are the latest recipients of PGE's Electric School Bus Fund, a grant that helps districts cover the costs, the upfront costs, to transitioning to electric buses. And that fund is having a record year.
Beaverton is the largest electric school bus operator in the Pacific Northwest.
Starting with a pair of electric buses in 2020, Beaverton has 20 on the roads right now, with plans to expand to 80, about a quarter of its fleet in just a year.
All those buses are going to be assigned to schools that serve our historically most underserved students.
Transportation Administrator Craig Beaver is focused on both equity and the environment.
We're really excited about that. We are going to eliminate emissions, bring the newest and most current technology to those students.
With each electric bus added, Beaverton removes about 25 tons of CO2 per year. The buses are modern, they're peppy, and they're quiet. An expanding fleet means expanding charging needs, met in large part with federal dollars and the PGE Electric School Bus Fund.
It started from an Oregon DEQ program that helped kind of create a marketplace where we could create a kind of a revenue stream from our residential customers who create these credits.
PGE's Alicia Lawrence explains that those credits earned by customers who purchased electric vehicles are then sold to industries needing to pay for their excess emissions.
And that money doesn't come out of customer rates. It's really what goes into funding these type of grants like electric school buses and other buses like that.
EV sales are increasing. The result, a record year for the Electric School Bus Fund.
2020 to last year, we were able to fund 30 buses. And then in this next year, it looks like we'll be able to help another 20 buses. 2
of those buses are headed to Corbett.
How many buses does the Corbett district use right now?
11.
The PGE grant is helping even the smallest of districts go big on electric. And while they'll keep 2 diesel buses for extended trips in the short term,
The plan is the rest of them will be EV within the next 10 years.
Superintendent Filkovich tells me that additional work nearly completed will offer free public access to level 2 charging. That's great for filling in gaps in public charging between Troutdale and Multnomah Falls. Meanwhile, Beaverton has plans to go really big. They want to build a solar roof over both of their bus depots to generate power and store it locally in batteries on site to power their expanding EV fleet. PGE's Electric School Bus Fund helps with all of these plans. They start accepting applications in the fall, announcing the recipients each spring. And that's Good Energy. I'm Chris McGinnis.
And that is pretty cool. Well, keeping with our good energy theme today, Oregon's electric vehicle rebate program officially reopens today. The program gives money back to people who buy EVs. So the DEQ suspended it last May because funding ran out, but now there's more money available, $8 million, I should say, $8 million to be exact. Buyers can claim that money now through June 3rd, so it's kind of a limited time here. Chris did a full story on this just a couple weeks ago. It's up on the KGW website with information on how much you may be eligible for in terms of money and how to claim it. Well, a brand new partnership between the award-winning animation studio Leica and Portland Community College is aimed at helping aspiring animators. Daisy Caballero stopped by PCC to get all the details.
Lighting for green screen is
aspiring film and animation students at Portland Community College just got word of a new partnership that will take their education and creative minds to the next level.
This looks so professional. I'm just going to say that. This looks amazing.
This is one of my favorite projects here.
The Leica studio in Portland, known for its award-winning films like Coraline and The Box Trolls, pledged to give $60,000 to the PCC Foundation in scholarships and funding.
It's going to provide just a variety of resources and tools and excitement in our program.
Eric Foskey is the PCC multimedia instructor who says the school already offers this curriculum in other programs. Those students could soon get an associate's degree in animation and motion graphics once it's state approved.
Yeah, it's definitely a game changer. It's making this equipment that's pretty expensive very equitable and accessible for students to learn animation, to learn stop motion.
PCC currently has one of the most diverse student populations, with nearly half of students identifying as being of color.
Time code is number.
This partnership reaffirms the school's mission to promote equity within the creative arts.
Portland is considered the mecca of animation.
And Foskey is hoping to provide students with the tools for a successful career ahead.
What do you think when you're looking at all of these students' work?
I love it. It's amazing. I just get really excited to see some of the creativity, the artistic and technical skills being combined. I think that's what a big part of our program is.
Lacey Caballero, KGW News.
And speaking of big bucks, no one won Monday night's Powerball jackpot, which means the prize for matching all 5 numbers plus the Powerball has now climbed to an estimated 1.09 billion with a B. Yeah, that's a lot of money. The cash value, in case you're wondering, $527 million. There were 6 Powerball tickets actually on Monday worth $1 million each that were sold across the U.S., though none in Oregon or Washington. The next drawing is tonight at 8 o'clock, just a half hour after our show, just enough time for me to go buy a ticket after the show. So look, we wanted to know what you guys would do if you won the $1 billion jackpot. I know if I win with the ticket that I'm going to buy, I said yesterday I would buy everybody in the newsroom a new car and a really nice bike and a car rack to put on the car to put the bike on. You can go anywhere you want. And I would take care of all my family, of course, and then I would travel the world. And then I would also help out a lot of nonprofits that do great things. That's pretty good, isn't it? That's what I would do. Well, we posted this question on Facebook asking you to weigh in, so let's see what you had to say. We'll start with Ginny, who says she would pay off her kids' mortgages and donate to the arts programs in their school district. That's perfect. Topping it off with a lifetime of first-class trips. Right on. Tiffany says her first priority is setting her kids up for school, and then the rest would go toward animal shelters and rescues and helping those who have pets and live on the streets. Well, Frankie says he'd open his own business and buy a big plot of land and build his own castle. Good for him. Maybe where? Sauvie Island? I don't know. Up on a hill? That'd be awesome. Lori has great fantasies about a rooftop suite in downtown Portland. That'd be cool. As for the rest of her funds, she says she'd spend them on charities and giving out money to those who need it. Very good. And finally, Veronica, the famous, very regular viewer Veronica, has a lot of things on her list she'd like to do, starting with donating to the KGW Great Food Drive when it's happening. Great idea there. She would also give back to the community by paying rent for everyone where she lives down in Grand Ronde and eventually treating herself to a complete set of buckskin regalia. Right on, Veronica. You know, you can share your ideas, your photos, your stories of good stuff happening in your community by texting us at 503-226-5088 or email us at thegoodstuff@kgw.com. All right, coming up, we take you up to Seattle to meet a track star who you see right there, who's hoping to represent the U.S. at this year's Paris Olympic Games. A look at his journey so far after the break. Oh, we're counting down, that's for sure. The Paris Olympics now just 114 days away. You know, the 100-meter race has been a part of the game since 1896. It is considered to be one of the highest profile events at the Games. Chris Egan with our sister station introduces us to a Seattle native trying to qualify for that very race.
On February 3rd, Rainier Beach and Washington State alum Ray Wells Jr. ran the 60-meter dash in 6.48 seconds. That was the fastest time in the world this year and the 33rd fastest time in track and field history. Now he turns his attention to the 100-meter dash as he chases his Olympic dreams. In 2020, Ray Wells Jr. went viral for clearing 61 inches. This clip was viewed by millions, but a year later, he had to deal with another hurdle.
2021, I was on top of the world. I was viral. I made ESPN about 40 times that year, American Ninja Warrior. I mean, I was on top of the world. In a blink of an eye, the world was on top of me.
Wells was hoping to make a run at the Tokyo Olympics, but he tore his Achilles at a college meet.
That's an injury that most people don't bounce back from. I didn't know where I was going, but before I could even realize it, I tweeted immediately, "Day one of my recovery starts now. This is all a part of God's plan."
The son of a pastor, Ray says he's never lacked in faith. In fact, he lives his life by 3 letters, GLF, God, Loyalty, and Family. And he would lean on those letters as he battled back from injury.
On the way.
Wells also started training with 3-time NFL Pro Bowler and national track champion Eric Metcalf.
I trust him. I mean, 100%. He's a legend in his own areas of life, but he's such a good coach that I know he'll have a plan ready for me.
And they're off.
At Rainier Beach, Wells won state championships in the 100 and 200 meter races. At Washington State, he's the school's 60-meter dash record holder. He's never been the biggest or strongest athlete, but Ray has never let size slow him down.
So my dad would constantly tell me that he wouldn't let my size affect me. He would always be like, you need to just believe in yourself. The moment you believe in yourself, it'll happen. So it's been like that all my life. Like, it's just been clicking on different levels. I'd win a state title. My dad would be like, congratulations, now go reach more. Like, okay, then I win the Pac-12 title. He's like, congratulations, now go get more. Like, he never let me get complacent.
So now Ray is trying to get more. The Olympics were once a childhood dream, but now it's a reality for one of the fastest sprinters in the country.
I get more caught up in the work because I know the work will lead me there. So instead of just like thinking of like, oh, I want to be in the Olympics, I'm like, what will get me to the Olympics? So by the time I get there and I put my head up, I'm like, oh, that's what got me here.
Only the top 3 finishers from the Olympic trials will compete in Paris in the 100-meter dash. Now, besides training for the trials, Ray is also currently a track coach at the Bush School in Seattle.
We hope he makes it. Well, a lot of eyes are going to be pointed at the sky on Monday as we experience a total solar eclipse. After the break, a look at how NASA is prepping for this unique event that won't return for decades. Welcome back. Millions of Americans will look up on Monday to watch the total solar eclipse. Plenty of scientists will also be focused on the sky, using the configuration of the moon for a unique opportunity to study our sun. NASA will send 2 specially outfitted planes into the stratosphere with instruments on board for 5 different experiments. NBC's Chase Kane went to the Johnson Space Center for an early look at the research labs in the sky.
NASA mechanics make their final checks on one of the 2 planes which will chase the eclipse to study our sun. Piloting this WB-57, Tom Parent will never forget his first time flying through an eclipse.
We've got the eye protection on, just like everybody's on the ground, right? They've got the little paper glasses and stuff. And once it went to totality, as I look up, it's like, oh, I can't see anything. Well, of course, it was in totality. So I realized, I got to take my visor off. Then it was pretty fantastic to look at that for a couple minutes.
NASA uses this plane for its experiments in part because it's tried and true. The WB-57 has been around since the 50s, but also because it can fly at 60,000 feet, well above any clouds, and also above about 90% of the Earth's atmosphere, so that's not getting in the way of these experiments.
It's really hard to measure the sun in mid-wave infrared from the ground because our atmosphere absorbs that light.
Amir Caspi is a solar astrophysicist whose instrument SAMI will be tucked into the nose of this plane. SAMI will focus on our sun's atmosphere, the corona, an approach he pioneered during the last total eclipse.
Back when I did this in 2017, this was a crazy idea. We didn't know if it was going to work. We didn't know what we would get. And it was nail biting for quite some time. And then we got amazing data. I could see it coming down off the live satellite feed. And of course, we're using a new instrument that's more capable and is able to get us a richer set of data, a richer set of observations.
One goal this year, to learn why the corona is millions of degrees hotter than the surface of the sun. Another, understanding the origin of solar winds, which can impact satellites, airplanes, and even our power grids here on Earth. And that's just one of 5 experiments on board these 2 planes, which will each have only about 6 minutes to seize this rare opportunity.
Yeah, that pressure, unfortunately, is for kind of every kind of mission that we fly. So we don't ever take things lightly. Like, people put their lives' work into these things, and we don't want to mess it up for them, right?
A total solar eclipse is like nature's perfect coronagraph. The moon comes between us and the sun, and it's exactly the right size in the sky to block out the disk of the sun, but not too much more. We've been studying the sun for quite a long time. We still have a lot of open questions.
At NASA's Johnson Space Center, I'm National Climate Reporter Chase Kane.
Boy, to be on one of those planes. Well, a reminder that OMSI is hosting a watch party for those who want to watch the eclipse locally on Monday. It's from 10:30 in the morning to 12:30 p.m. You can watch it in the front plaza or catch a live stream from the planetarium and Empirical Theater. Find all the details at omsi.edu. Well, stick with us because after the break, we have a list of events coming up this weekend just for you. Details ahead. Welcome back, and before we go, we wanted to set you guys up with a look ahead at some upcoming events around the Portland metro area. So we'll start with the OHSU Brain Fair. It's happening this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4 in the afternoon, and hey, it's free, admission free there. It's taking place at the OMSI Auditorium, and it'll feature interactive exhibits and displays. One of the sponsors, Northwest Noggin, which is all about neuroscience, says they'll even bring pizza and snacks. If you're looking for something more in the realm of the arts, how about hitting up the 2024 TAG Queer Short Film Festival? It's going on both days this weekend and features more than 50 short films from queer and trans directors. It's happening at the Hollywood Theater, and for details on pricing, you can head to their website at tagqsf.org. The largest clothing swap in the Northwest is also happening this weekend at the Crystal Ballroom. It's happening this Sunday afternoon from noon to 3 p.m., so kind of a short time window in there, but you can get in there, and it's an opportunity for people to exchange clothes with one another. Tickets will run you $10 per person if you buy them in advance. And if you're looking for something to do tomorrow, coming up quick, may we introduce you to the Bigfoot Rave. Now, this is a 21 and up event, so not for the kids. Like I said, it's happening tomorrow, and it's at the Hawthorne Theater, and will feature internet personality Sax Squatch, as well as Hyper Potions and Knob Ross. Tickets range from $15 to $25, and the website says the earlier you buy, the cheaper the ticket. For more weekend inspiration, check out the 8 Things to Do article, up each week on kgw.com. Well, that is all the time we have today, but thank you very much for making a little time in your day for the good stuff. Before we go, we're going to leave you with this live look from the Skycam in the Dalles. Beautiful sunset for you on this Wednesday night. Have a good one, everybody. I'm Tim Gordon with a look ahead at some upcoming events around the Portland metro area. So we're going to start with the OHSU Brain Fair. It's happening this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4 in the afternoon, and admission is free. It's taking place at the OMSI Auditorium, and it'll feature interactive exhibits and displays. One of the sponsors, Northwest Noggin, which is all about neuroscience, says they'll even bring pizza and snacks. And if you're looking for something more in the realm of the arts, how about hitting up the 2024 TAG Queer Short Film Festival? It's going on both days this weekend and features more than 50 short films from queer and trans directors.